Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am AstroZerg from YGG Gaming, and today I am going to show you a little fun little replay I just did. Give me one quick second so I can put up the webcam because I know all of you want to see my lovely face. So we will hop into the game as soon as... Okay, it disappeared. So instead of seeing my lovely face, you will see all of the entire game. So we will hop right in. So we have in the bottom left hand corner of Galactic Process, we have Luker or Luker. We're gonna go with Luke. That's what we call him, Luke. And in the top right hand corner, we have Winter #Pwn. So this is my EU account. In case you guys wondering, this is not some random person. This is my Europe account. And so in this game, let's go to production. We are going to see fairly opening builds. We are going to see fairly standard opening builds. The season or the 6th-year anniversary, these gigantic cakes, they're just amazing. Delivering cakes to the orbital, or not orbital, but the command center. I'm sure it's appreciating it. On the other side, we have the cakes to the hatchery. Lovely sight. So we have an SCV scout going out right now. That's a little bit unusual, but not too bad. Meanwhile, we have a second base going down, as well as the probably going to turn into gas pool, and then this SCV throwing out sparks behind it. And so we're going to see the fairly, the pretty common Reaper opening on this map. It's pretty effective. Even the 3-Rax Reaper cheese is pretty effective on this map because of the fact you can jump up and down right here. You cannot jump up and down here though, but yeah, you can go up and down here, hide in this little area, block off the second base, stealing a cake from #Pwn's base. Spawning pool is going down as well, and second base is going to be following up this Reaper. No surprise. And so now we got the orbital going, and Overlords. See, now on Galactic Process, and really all the new maps, most people aren't really sure where am I putting my Overlords, blah blah blah. First Overlord, definitely send it in so you can see this spot here. You want to leave it here because this is high ground vision. They cannot see you unless they have high ground, and that's really what they've started doing with all of the maps. They've made it like Apotheosis. There's high ground spots so you can hide your Overlords. Another thing, these rocks, in case you guys were not aware, instead of these being completely open, which is what they changed after they were walled off here, now they are blocked here, which allows for some dropping right here. So basically you have to split your army to be able to get to this, and it's just kind of annoying. So we got the Reaper. Ooh, what's this? Okay, so most people put their Reapers, they just send them right up here. They don't really bother going in here. This Reaper is going to be very close to dying, 10 health, and it's going to get away. We have a bunker going down. Not necessarily the best placement of a bunker because it does leave the mineral line wide open over here. It would have been better to have it at least here or maybe even here, just so it can protect about this much of the mineral line, only leaving 3 open maybe. Instead, this is only protecting probably about 1 mineral line. So not the best placement. It is good that he's walling off. This is not a full wall though. Right here, I don't know if you guys can see, but right here there is a little spot. Might not look like it, but there is. Meanwhile, we have Metabolic Boost is just now finishing, and okay, so we're gonna see most likely Ling Bane play with these triple extractor now going down. Most likely gonna be staying on 2 base for a little bit because of the fact that he's getting this much gas. So it's gonna be pretty clear that that's what he's doing. We've got a little bit of a economy going for Luke, and we've got the double barracks and starport now. So it looks like right now, yeah, so we're definitely going to be seeing some Ling Bane play. If you look in production, layer's just now going, still on 2 base. If he was on 3 base and he got the layer after that, it's more likely that he's going into the Roach Ravager play. But since he got, first of all, obviously, since he got the Baneling Nest and an Evo Chamber, it's most likely he's going into Ling Bane play. If he had gotten the Overlord Speed, Pneumatic Carapace, then he would most likely be doing drops. This is not the best map for drops because really you can only get in through here and maybe through here. Oh, not there, here. It's not easy to get it without being spotted first. So, I mean, it just depends. So we got a good Ling count going. Meanwhile, Terran's sitting on 1,000 minerals, which is not a good idea. Still only on 2 base, and hasn't made the 3rd base yet. This is all he has right now going for him. It would be nice if he got a 3rd base going or some more production. It looks like that's what he's doing. Okay, there we go. 3rd base now going down for hashtag Pwn. But we got +1 attack going, probably Carapace eventually. The layer is done. There should be this should be going now. The centrifugal hooks. We do have a Ling run by going on right now. It's a 17. Sorry, not yet. Sorry, 15 Ling. Probably, yep. They're gonna go take out these rocks. That's really smart. These Widow Mines are gonna get in here. Unfortunately, Spore Crawlers were placed in the base after very smartly because when you see that they're still on 2 base most likely, then it's possible they're doing some kind of Liberator or definitely drops. So that's really important to get those spores. This is almost dead. Those Widow Mines only got a total of 6 workers, so that is something important to notice. He lost 2 Widow Mines, that's 50 gas right there he lost, and he almost lost the medevac. If he had lost that medevac, that would have been really bad. His creep is not really staying up to par, but +1/+1 is going. These Lings are tearing at these rocks. Hi, no pun intended, but this 3rd base is just now finished. Probably going to make it an orbital and land it. Double factory going. We got 1 siege tank and 1 Widow Mine. So it looks like this player is going for the Widow Mine play, which you got to be careful as a Zerg player because it's the rocks are going down. He saw there was no 3rd. He's going to go back. But when you're playing against Widow Mines, then you have to be careful because you don't want to just run all your Lings into a mass amount of Widow Mines and lose everything. Because if you do that, you're most likely going to lose or be in a lot of bad luck. He's going to pick off this Overlord. This Widow Mine's chilling at the ramp. A good amount of Lings going. They're going to go most likely to this 3rd. Yeah, they're going to go to that. Technically 3rd. This medevac is not going to catch these Lings either, so that is pretty important. Sees there's no 3rd there, so it's obvious he's on 2 base right now. There is a 3rd being floated over to the 3rd base. 3rd base for hashtag Pwn is being saturated, and the infestation pit is going down. So there's going to be some Ling Bane infestor play into Ultra most likely. So basically the goal of this build with Ling Bane Ultra, there's going to be a failed drop there. You get your 2 bases fully saturated. You get your 3 gases once your bases are saturated. Then you throw down the Baneling Nest and the Evo Chamber. This Widow Mine's not going to get much, by the way. You throw down the Evo Chamber and the Baneling Nest after that. You get the layer. Once your layer's going, then you can... That was not... Well, whatever. But really the goal is you don't want to have too many units, but once your 2nd base is done, you start pumping out some Ling count, you start harassing. As you can see here, it's really important to harass because it brings the army out of position. It really just forces the other player to be doing something, and when you force the other player to do something, it might not be the thing they wanted to do at the time. So the 3rd base is now saturated. Once the 3rd base is saturated, you want to try to like push out with a good 4 or 5 infestors, try to do some damage to the other army. We are going to see another giant Ling run by, or Ling attack I should say. But yeah, it's really important. Once the 3rd base is down, you probably want to go do a little bit of aggression with these infestors being Lings and Banelings. This Widow Mine is in a bad spot right now because really it can only target anything that's sitting in here. So unless hashtag Pwn sat his army in here, then he's really not going to do much. The Widow Mine's not going to do much. These mules are going to be forced off and let them die. So that's really important. This base is on fire. These supply depots are going to get taken down. That's a lot of minerals that got wasted. Meanwhile, we have an attack over here. He's going to go up the ramp, and these Lings and Banes are ready with these infestors. And what is going to happen? These Widow Mines are not burrowing yet, and they're about to... No, it gets destroyed by a Baneling, and these Banelings just shred through these Marines, and that is going to be very bad for Luke. and that was just awful. That was an awful engagement. Meanwhile, these Lings are just chilling over here. He got a mass amount of economic damage. We have a total of 10 workers killed. He's just keeping this base from mining. These Lings are going to run in here. This Widow Mine is going to do some damage. That is a lot of damage. He killed a total, probably a good 20 or 30 Lings right there, maybe 15, I don't even know. But these Banelings are just rolling around. Okay, so he does have it's still looking good for the Zerg player right now. The army supply is about 10. We got 4 more infestors on the field. A total of 9 infestors. So basically the point is now, hashtag Pwn doing that much damage, really just wants to, with the third base only halfway saturated, he really just wants to get the fourth base going, get the hive, go into Ultra. These infestors are already out. He's done his job, and now he can just focus on the Ultra list count. He knows that the other player is not really well on his third base. He has not had his third base saturated that long. +1 is just now finishing. Meanwhile, there is 2-2 for the Zerg player. He's going to send another group of Lings while he retreats. There is going to be a scan on the fourth base. That's important. He's going to move out. This is not a big army. This is a really small army. Meanwhile, these two Widow Mines are going to do nothing again because, again, these are not going to hit anything unless it's in here. Meanwhile, we have a lot of SCVs going down. This fourth base is going to get taken down. These units are trying to do something, but they're not going to do much because if you look here, this is a giant army. He's going to throw in fungals on the Widow Mines and just shred through them. This is really looking really bad for Luke. These Widow Mines, more Lings are over here. This Overlord was saved by a few Lings that were over there. More units just streaming in. He has a oversaturated base. He's got nothing over here still. We have had a total of 17 workers killed in this whole entire time. This is really bad for him. This Widow Mine is still sitting here. It hasn't really been detected, most likely. But meanwhile, we have a Ling that only got about 5 Lings. That wasn't the best. We have a Ling run by over here while the army was away. This is going to get a massive amount of SCVs, especially since all the SCVs were, well, unfortunately, the 24 SCVs weren't there, but he still got the entire base worth. Meanwhile, these not the best spot for the infestors. He is going to get some fungals off, and that is really important. This Marine is going to be shooting at them. Not fun for those guys, but one medevac is going to go down. 2 are on barely any health. More Lings running in. That second base is going to go down. Meanwhile, we have the Ultra Deck Cavern finished now. +3/+3 and adrenal glands are finishing. Fourth base is halfway saturated. We're going to say a Spore Crawler to try to take that out. And we have these Marines just pounding away, trying to defend. Unfortunately for Luke, he's been on 2 bases this entire game. Wow, I just hit the wrong button. We will speed up. But as I was saying, so basically, while this is going on, which is about to be there soon, we've had a total of... Speed up a little. So basically, the whole point of this game is you want to get to the fourth base, and we'll just see this again. You want to get to the fourth base. With this, let me take this off. 34 workers killed, by the way. That's a lot. So with this fourth base, once this goes down, you want to transition into the hive to get the ultras out. Basically, if you are not doing enough harass, like you can see here, keeping this guy off of his third base, keeping him occupied, he's making so many Widow Mines, he can't make tanks. These Widow Mines aren't going to do as much, considering, yeah, they're getting some damage done. I mean, you got 10 kills, 12 kills, 2 kills, but the fact is, he's only on 1-1 versus 3-3 with Adrenal soon. But the whole point is, you want to get the Infestors out on the third base, fourth base you want to get the Ultras. So it's basically, first base Lings, second base Banelings, third base Infestors, fourth base Ultra, and then from there you just go into what you need. If they go into air or something, like battle cruisers, just get the Spire, go Corruptor, not that big of a deal. But as you can see here, we have this many Widow Mines. The problem is, when you only have... and we can see here, this is actually his first base orbital. But as I was saying, when you only have, if you only have Widow Mines and you have no tanks to back it up, that's not really going to work well for you. I mean, obviously you don't want tanks necessarily in this army composition unless you can drop them, pick them up, because of the fact that when you have tanks, they're going to shoot your own units as well, and that's not something you want to happen. These Widow Mines are just laying all over the place, but the whole point is, now he's focused on Widow Mines, and he's not really making tanks. He's only making Widow Mines off of, well, I mean, he's got 3 at a time. He's got 2-1 now finished. These Lings are going to run through here again. These Widow Mines, again, not doing anything. That's just 2 useless Widow Mines. But as you can see here, third base is being kept off again. We have Ultras on the field now with chitinous, or no, actually not. Chitinous plating is done, but yes, chitinous plating is just now finished. He has 6-2 Ultras, and these are just going to get shred through because these cracklings are going to destroy them. And this is looking to be game with these infestors, these Lings backing up, and these Ultras are just going to shred through because there is no army left for the Terran player, and this is going to be a sad GG. He was just going for his 4th. He's lost his 3rd though, and yeah, that's game. So yeah, if you guys aren't sure of exactly how to play Ling Bane style, this is basically it. Obviously, the Terran player was not up to, like, he's not going to be. I mean, he had 2-1. This Diamond League, just to keep in mind. But now you can see really the point of this. If your Ultras really you don't see that to be able to do much damage with them, take a 5th base. Take a 5th base. Start saturating it. Just keep harassing. If you keep harassing, you will be able to beat the other player pretty easily because they're going to be focusing. Because I mean, you see here, he used these guys as his defense, but they weren't doing much. So you really force them to either come back from their attack or do something like that. As you can see here, a total of 50 workers were killed in that entire game. So that's a big deal because that's about 2.5 bases worth of SCVs that were killed in this entire game. And that's a lot of minerals that he lost and he could have had. So this is Aster there from GG Gaming. Follow me on Twitch, like me on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, dislike me on YouTube, whatever you do, it shows support. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.